Over 600 Egyptians are dead in just 2 days. That number could even be higher as Egypt again erupts in protest and violence as they struggle to find the way to rule themselves. Muslim Egyptians attack Coptic Christian Egyptians. Muslim Egyptians protect Coptic Christians Egyptians. Student protesters fight the government. Student protesters who are Muslim Brotherhood supporters fight the military who ousted the Muslim Brotherhood candidate Morsi. Protesters fight the ouster and the overthrow of an elected official. You have student protesters who supported Morsi, student protesters who opposed Morsi. You have the military fighting against those duly elected individuals. And what do we say here in America? Are you ready for some football? Or any other number of things that many of us just turn the channel. But those involved have been, over the last couple years, attacking the president using each of these instances. Of course, their message changes. You should have supported Mubarak because he was an ally and a friend, even though he was a ruthless dictator. Or maybe he shouldn't have. He should have supported the people seeking democracy. But then they elected a Muslim Brotherhood candidate, so therefore he was buddy-buddy with the Muslim Brotherhood. There's one thing that Egypt has taught me, or reinforced for me. Foreign relations is messy. What do we do in Egypt? Well, first of all, let's get one thing straight. Egypt and the Egyptians need to settle their country. It's not for us to tell them how to do it. We can encourage, and we want to encourage, a democratic process. We want to encourage the end of violence. We want to encourage them to be a member of the world community still. But it is a tightly woven mess. Egypt's role traditionally in protecting Israel in the sense of not fighting against Israel and encouraging other Muslim nations to not attack. The secular population in Egypt struggling against the Islamic extremists, the fundamentalists. And this is all going on in this powder keg of Egypt. And what is sad to me is that many in this country in leadership positions want to take that complexity and boil it down to don't sell guns to people that don't like us. Except you can't say Egyptians anything. Because in Egypt, as in most countries around the world, including our own, there is a wide variety of viewpoints. You've got secularists who didn't want Morsi, who didn't want violence. You've got Muslim faithful Egyptians standing in front of Coptic Christian churches to protect them from other Muslim Egyptians. Foreign relations is not a game, and it is not something simple that we can just throw slogans out. Don't sell those 16 planes to the Egyptian government that was elected by the people of Egypt. Diplomacy and foreign relations is messy and complex and deserves a complex and thoughtful process. And number one, we don't have to be intricately involved in the revamping of Egypt. Remember, Egypt far outweighs us in history. And it's the Egyptian people's prerogative and responsibility to decide what government they're going to have. We can encourage, let's reduce the violence. We can speak like the president said, and let's try not to do violence. Let's try to do a diplomatic way to do this. But that's up to the Egyptians. And if their end result doesn't look like the United States Democratic or Federal Republic that we have, Oh well. Our job as America is to encourage a democratic process. And our elected officials who want to throw jabs at either side with and using Egypt as a political punching bag need to stop. Because it's not that simple. When the president agreed to continue the sale of planes to the country of Egypt when Morsi was in, he wasn't selling planes to the Muslim Brotherhood. He was selling planes that had already been a long process for decades to the duly elected government of the country of Egypt. I urge you to take time to step back and look at the complex mess that is Egypt and understand that we have to walk a very fine line, and it's an in-depth process. And tell your elected officials, stop the politics, stop the posturing, stop taking the political points, and focus on what the United States is actually going to do. All right, you can listen to us. Our podcasts are posted on Mondays on canigetawordin.com. And you can go to Facebook at Another Voice with Eric and Friends to find us there. We'd love to hear from you. Another Voice with Eric and Friends is here to give you information, facts, and help you get involved in the community and making it a better way, both politically and as neighbors. So I encourage you to pay attention to us, to come onto our website, give us your insight, let us hear what you have to say as well. And if you're in the Greenville area, I encourage you to call McLean Systems Incorporated, 864-801-9466, or visit them at carpetcleaninggreer.com if you need any carpets cleaned, area rugs, over 25 years experience, using the latest techniques and technologies. These folks do great work. So make sure you get in touch with McLean Systems Incorporated. All right, until the next time we talk, get out in your community and make a difference.